Cloudflare released data stating that bot traffic has finally surpassed human traffic on the internet. Cloudflare CEO was even surprised that it happened in 2026 because he had predicted that it would happen in 2027. But I feel like the headlines are bearing a much more interesting story. First of all, when you use the word bot, the mental image that comes is of a malicious bot that's trying to manipulate people. And if you spent a lot of time on the internet, the binary is that human activity is good and bot activity is bad. And so when the story is framed as bot activity has surpassed human activity, the mental image that comes is already, oh my gosh, there's so many bots manipulating people. There's less authentic human activity happening. But when you break down what Cloudflare defines as a bot, which is just any unhuman internet traffic, you realize there's a lot being hidden. First of all, there are so many types of bots that are categorized in this. AI agents, which are now becoming popular. Think about Claude Code and Codex. These are bots. You have your crawlers, your Google, your SEO tools that are crawling websites to see what to rank and index. Then you have your AI search crawlers. A lot of people are not visiting websites directly. Rather, they're asking ChatGPT or Claude to look around the internet and summarize information for them. That is a search crawler. So a crawler is just a bot that goes around the internet the same way a human does. But a scraper is another type of a bot which not only reads but also collects data from the internet. And so you're thinking of the scrapers that people use to scrape data to use in their personal projects for research. But then you also have AI scraping tools that collect data to train the AI models. And we've not even gotten to the malicious bots. And when you look at the data, you realize a lot of these so-called bot traffic are not malicious bots, but are actually bots that are performing tasks on behalf of humans. I also feel like that's another part the data is belying. When you say bot traffic and you're also referring to something like an AI search crawler, you're hiding the fact that a human is the one who initiated that search. Yes, the traffic is going to be much more because AI crawlers would typically move around the internet faster and many more times than a human would. It's still human initiated traffic. I think another huge part of the story that's being hidden is where this bot traffic is coming from. When you look at the map that Cloudflare provided, you realize that 40% of all this bot traffic worldwide came from the United States. The next country on the list, which is Germany at 5.7%, doesn't even come close to how much bot traffic is in the United States. And so when they're saying bot traffic has surpassed human traffic, the question is where? Because clearly the data shows that all over the world, there's still a lot more human traffic on the internet. It's sad that a lot of stories or tech trends that happen in the US tend to be positioned as a global position, but there's much more to the data. Once again, I always remind you to go back into the data and understand what's hidden there rather than what the headlines are pronouncing.